It's all about to change this hand.
Blinds are at 4 and 800 in this match.
I'm okay with that.
King 5 for Galfond. He'll put in a raise to 1,600.
That's a min raise.
Ace 7 for Maria, who will call.
3,200 into the middle.
And a pair of aces for Maria on the flop. Ace 4, 6.
Maria showing some pause here.
She checks. Phil bets 1,000.
Pretty small continuation bet from Galfond, but understandable. He wants to pick off the pot. If Maria hasn't connected, of course, she's going nowhere with ace 7.
She calls. Turns a 9 of diamonds.
Third diamond on the board. Maria checking it over to Galfond. Neither player with the flush draw.
Check, check.
Phil's not going to put a second bullet out there.
He also checks. The river's an 8 of diamonds.
And that's going to give Maria a fit. She felt like her aces were good before. She may be worried about it at this point.
She just checks.
And Galfond could try to steal this pot here.
He simply checks.
Aces.
So the pair of aces takes down the pot.
So you're saying you don't want to draw a person who the public perception is that you're supposed to win.
Yeah.
So you weren't really happy when you drew me, huh?
That's not, I think that,
Don't disappoint the Phil Galfond fanboys out there.
well, my online fanboys will be disappointed, but the public will not be.
8 deuce from Maria. She folds it.
Not every hand needs to be played on the button.
Maria Ho with a slight chip advantage here. Elsewhere, Eugene Kachalov is on take 2 of his elimination. Point with that, the 2011 champ Erik Seidel had been the runner-up the previous year. Maria Ho, meanwhile, with a roughly 2-to-1 chip advantage over Phil Galfond.
Very important.
Phil probably didn't expect to find himself in this spot. He is somewhat of a heads-up specialist.
All in.
And with suited connectors, he raises all in.
All in a
I have
call.
one of those hands that you're talking about.
A quick call from Maria, who's got ace-queen.
Maria about a 2-to-1 favorite here going into the flop.
It's a good call.
It was marginal. Like,
No, it's a good call.
I was thinking about it.
Did you have some kind of read? I think you did.
I mean, the smile, those dimples,
Yeah.
they're not going to serve you as well as you thought.
Yeah.
This is no time for flirting. Let's see a flop.
Interesting. A queen and 2 spades.
Let's make it uninteresting.
And the flop, tray king 8.
Medium
Phil
amount,
pairs his
interesting.
8.
He's out to the lead in the hand now. Not what Maria had in mind.
6 outs from Maria, looking for an ace or a queen. Neither comes on the turn. It's a 7 of spades.
Take a club now.
That's not really a good card for me.
Usually not.
All Phil's got to
green
do
sign
is
this.
slide past an ace or a queen to double through.
And he does. A 6 of diamonds comes on the river, and Phil Galfond is still alive.
Sure. Take my chips, why don't you?
Well, these 2 stacks are going to flip-flop.
Yeah, it's Phil that now has the roughly 2-to-1 chip lead. The flop brought a pair for Galfond, and he held on. Just like that, Maria's lead bracket as Maria Ho and Phil Galfond battle for the last spot in the second round. Those who have advanced need just one more win to make the money. Meanwhile, Maria Ho, who gave up the big lead before the break, has battled back to take a small advantage.
The advantage is made even smaller by virtue of the fact that the blinds are at 12 and 2,400. Each player has only about 10 big blinds in front of them.
Is it a
Queen
solid
Jack
buy?
for Phil. He's going to raise all in.
All in. You said call? All in a call.
And Maria calls with her bullets.
Well, she certainly wasn't going to fold them.
It's a good hand, Maria.
You think?
I'll take a 10 and an 8.
And we'll see a flop.
I'll take
That's not that greedy.
ace, deuce, deuce.
That's greedy.
How about pairing your queen, Phil? Queen 10-6.
Well, that's going to keep Maria on the edge of her
I
seat.
mean, if we're going to be like that.
Here we go.
5 outs for Phil.
I'll take a queen.
Turns
And he
another
hits
hole.
one of them with the queen of diamonds.
It's because you got greedy and asked for a 6. All right, you can ask for your ace
Why
now.
don't you just kick her dog? Don't do that.
And the
Now
river.
Maria that needs a prayer. She needs an ace.
And
It's
it's
an
an
8 of clubs on the river. What a big win for Phil Galfond, who doubles up.
What a bad beat for Maria Ho. They're going to count this down. She's going to be left with next to nothing. Oh, and you can feel her pain. We've all been there. You play poker long enough, you run into those situations where it's just simply not fair.
All in.
Maria moves all in, ace-5. Phil called without even looking at his hand.
King Jack suited, not bad, but he's still behind to ace-5. Not by much.
We'll take a look at the flop.
The flop. 8-10-6. Club draw for Phil.
Still good.
Poor Maria. Nothing has come easy for her in this match.
15 outs for Phil. 7 of hearts on the turn. A few more outs for him now.
Yeah, he adds a 9 to his arsenal, which includes a king, a jack, or a club. What can't he hit?
The river card. It is a club, and it is a win for Phil Galfond, who advances into the round of 32.
Maria took the best of it into an all-in pot 3 times and came up short all 3.
Yeah, it was. Worked out well for me. Thank you.
So Phil Galfond becomes the last player in the hearts bracket to advance to the second round. 2 main event champs in this group of players, Helmuth in '89 and, of course, Moneymaker in 2003.
I like watching players sit across from each other who normally